the studios of Extreme Sports in Hastings, Nebraska, we present Huddle Up, a great way to start your day with all the news, weather, and sports you need, interesting interviews, and friendly conversation from two guys that go together like Scooby and Shaggy, Mike Will and Tyson Havronic.
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports, and welcome to a Tuesday, the 10th day of February for 2026. Mike Will, Tyson Havronic, ready to start your day the right way with all of your news, weather, and sports that you need to get out the door here this morning. The new AP Men's College Basketball poll is out, and the Nebraska basketball team has moved up a couple of spots to number 7 in the latest poll. We'll check that out for you this morning. The Huskers, tough game tonight. They've got a top 15 battle with number 13 Purdue at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Gets underway at 6 tonight. You'll be able to see it on FS1. Got some comments coming up from Husker head coach Fred Hoiberg here this morning. Hastings College basketball teams, their next games will be coming up on Saturday. The Broncos won't play the midweek game this week, our official bye week, so Hastings won't play the traditional Wednesday game this week. We got a matchup with the Morningside Mustangs scheduled for Saturday. We'll talk about that coming up. Got some high school basketball tonight on Extreme Sports, as Adams Central will be on the road playing at Minden. And Seattle won the Super Bowl, of course, on Sunday with that win over New England. And now the Seahawks are favored to win the 2027 NFL championship. We've got the favorites out of the gate coming up for you, according to DraftKings this morning. So all that and more is coming up during this next hour or so. Mick McDowell from the Moletta Vista Winery up around St. Paul. He's going to be checking with us this morning, as they've got a special event coming up this weekend for Valentine's Day. So that's coming up at about 7:30 here this morning, as we welcome in Tyson Havronic from the Western Studios. Good morning, my man.
And a good morning. Let's not bury the lead. You mentioned the top 25 poll coming out. Nebraska moving up to 7. That'll have a little shakeup. Our Kansas contingency probably smiling ear to ear. Maybe going to wake up a little later this morning, tuning into the show. Might have partied a little too hard last night after the Kansas Jayhawks knocked off the Arizona Wildcats. I don't know, as was correctly predicted by me a week ago when I was looking at the schedule and says, oh, Arizona's got Kansas on the road on Monday. They're probably not going to go undefeated. That might be their loss. And boom. Kansas, by the way, without Darren Peterson, able to get the job done and get the victory. So down goes number 1. What a performance by the Jayhawks at home on their home floor, knocking off top-ranked Arizona. So what is it? The only undefeated team is Miami, Ohio?
Yep, Miami of Ohio. We talked about them last week.
Frauds.
82-78, by the way, was the final score. It was a late game. You obviously did not get all the way to the end last night, did you?
I made it.
Did you?
Yep.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
82-78, final score, Kansas beating Arizona. Kansas became the first team in the past 30 seasons to beat a number 1 ranked opponent, despite not having a 20-point-per-game scorer in their lineup. Darren Peterson sat out last night with an illness. He was obviously a projected top pick in the upcoming NBA draft. He sat out last night with an illness, but Kansas still got the job done, 82-78 over Arizona. Kansas had been in the position of playing without Darren Peterson in their lineup a lot this year. He's missed 11 games because of cramping or other injuries, and he's played fewer than 25 minutes in 5 other games because of the same issues. So the guys stepped up last night for Kansas and got the job done. And with Kansas winning its first game against the AP number 1 ranked team at Allen Fieldhouse, Bill Self, the head coach for Kansas, improved to 83-15 at the Phog against the ranked opponents.
It's pretty good.
Surpassing Jerry Tarkanian for the second best home winning percentage against ranked teams in NCAA history, trailing only the legendary John Wooden. So good job by Bill Self. Good job by the Kansas Jayhawks. They knock off number 1 Arizona last night. Throughout the game, the sellout crowd at Allen Fieldhouse was relentless. In fact, at one point, the noise in the building reached over 118 decibels. That is comparable to a jet engine.
Sweet.
According to the in-house decibel meter. Ryan Martin is now checking in with us. He has answered the call here this morning. He has answered the call in the lobby.
Listening to the postgame show. Still hanging on to the postgame show. Not sure if he slept or not. Big win on Big Monday. Apparently Big Monday's a thing. 40-0 on Big Monday games.
All right, so Kansas knocks off number 1 Arizona. That was in the Thompson college basketball last night. Thompson, the NBA's, there was a fight that broke out last night.
Shocker.
Between the Detroit Pistons and the Charlotte Hornets. 4 players were thrown out of the ball game. The Hornets coach, Charles Lee, was also thrown out in the fourth quarter after he had to be restrained from going after one of the officials while arguing a call. So 4 players and the coach were tossed out of the ball game last night between the Pistons and the Hornets. The Pistons eventually won the game 110-104.
It's a sports show.
NBA is.
This is a sports show. Next.
San Francisco 49ers defensive lineman Kean White was the victim of a shooting in San Francisco early Monday morning.
Oh, Jesus.
Sustaining a bullet wound to his ankle. White underwent successful surgery later on in the day on Monday. According to the team, his injuries are not considered to be career-threatening. A preliminary investigation revealed a verbal altercation occurred between 2 groups inside a business in San Francisco. The victim was injured when shots were fired by an unknown suspect. Now, on Sunday, White posted some photos and videos on Instagram of him attending the Super Bowl at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, where he watched his former team, the Patriots, fall to the Seattle Seahawks. So evidently a little skirmish inside a business there in San Francisco. Kean White, victim of a shooting where somebody shot him in the ankle. So he underwent surgery yesterday in San Francisco. He's going to be all right.
That's good.
Lindsey Vonn came out with a statement yesterday.
Yeah.
Posted on Instagram that she suffered a complex tibial fracture that will require multiple surgeries to fix properly when she crashed in the downhill on Sunday. Of course, Vonn was racing in the downhill despite tearing her ACL in her left knee just 9 days earlier in another crash. Lindsey Vonn simply stated that I was simply 5 inches too tight on my line with my right arm hooked inside the gate, twisting me, and that resulted in my crash.
I sent her sideways down the mountain, yeah.
Yeah, my ACL and past injuries had nothing to do with my crash whatsoever.
More importantly, just the message from Lindsey Vonn, obviously with a shattered tibia and reconstruction, several surgeries, being 41 anyway, any shot at competitive skiing is pretty much a foregone conclusion that it's not going to happen. But I love the message that she leaves everybody with. And I think it was an incredible statement. We dream, we love, we jump, sometimes we fall. Sometimes our hearts are broken. We don't achieve the dreams we know we could have. But we also know that That's the beauty of life. We can try. She tried, she dreamt, she jumped. And she hopes that all of her followers, all of her fans, really an entire country gets that mindset that go ahead and try it. Don't let somebody tell you that you can't do something. I love the message. I love the story. I mean, sometimes sports stories don't end in victory and Hollywood endings, right? That's the reality, and I think ultimately the beauty of sports, and we get to see both sides of that. I can't remember the last time I had watched a event and where my heart just literally sank into the bottom. Like, I was gutted. I was deeply upset because I had so wanted this story to end in the Hollywood books that it could have. The gold medal run. I mean, I was setting up, Jim Nance to have maybe the greatest downhill call in the history since 1980, Al Michaels. You wanted that triumphant victory, especially at this time in our country. You needed somebody to rally around, and sometimes life doesn't go your way. And I think it's an important lesson that we all got taught. And it sucks, but at the end of the day, she tried, and despite everybody telling her that she couldn't do something, she went out and did it anyway.
Yeah, at the age of 41, that's probably her last attempt at the Olympics, but she'll go down as one of the all-time greats, obviously, in the downhill, Lindsey Vonn. The Seattle Seahawks won the Super Bowl on Sunday over New England. They were a long shot to win the Super Bowl this year. If you hopped on to Seattle at the beginning of the year, it was plus 6,000 odds to win the Super Bowl, but they came through. Somebody's happy today. And now they have been instilled as the favorites to win the 2027 NFL Championship, along with the Los Angeles Rams. They're at plus 950 on top of the board to win the 2027 Super Bowl. Next in line, the Buffalo Bills.
Why?
Plus 1,100. Then you've got the Philadelphia Eagles, the Baltimore Ravens, and the AFC champion New England Patriots all tied at plus 1,300, according to DraftKings. Then you've got the middle of the pack. You've got the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers at plus 1,400. You've got the Los Angeles Chargers and the Kansas City Chiefs at plus 1,500 to win the Super Bowl next year. Then down the line, a couple of other notches. You've got the Denver Broncos at plus 1,800.
No love for Denver.
No love on Denver.
They were on the doorstep. They were knocking on the AFC Championship.
But look how they won. I'm not going to sit here and knock on Denver. Look how Denver won games last year.
Are you going to knock on Denver?
No, I'm not.
Oh, come on.
I'm not going to. They just won a lot of close games, and Denver got lucky in a lot of those games. But luck is part of the game. I understand that. But sometimes your luck is going to run out. Sometimes luck kind of evens out with the other side of the coin. And obviously the odds makers are not high on Denver. They're at plus 1,800 in the middle of the pack to win the Super Bowl for 2027.
That might not be a bad shout.
Hop on them.
That might not be a bad shout. They were on. I got respect for them, man, and every right to have respect for them. That's a good football team that kicked our ass. So,
but they were lucky.
Right.
Seattle and the.
I don't know.
Seattle and the Rams.
Listen, it's all before off-season free agency acquisitions. It's all before the draft.
But this is where you make money, though, if you're out in Vegas. Look, if you hopped on Seattle this year at this time of the year, plus 6,000 odds. You win money this time of the year.
Who's getting David Njoku? So far, I guess he would probably be the biggest name in free agency. He announced yesterday he has no intention of turning back to the Cleveland Browns, no intention of getting the ball from Shadur Sanders. He said he loved his time in Cleveland, but it's time for greener pastures. David Njoku.
Would you want to stay in Cleveland? If you had a chance to get the hell out of there?
Hell no. I ain't staying around in Cleveland.
If I had a chance to get out of Cleveland, I'd get out of there too.
But I love these like politically correct Instagram posts where they're like, Cleveland, I love you. You've been my home. Blah, 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 blah. After much thought and deliberation, I have finally like just say that you suck. Yeah, Cleveland, your team sucks.
And I'm looking for greener pastures.
Your quarterback is Shadur Sanders. He can't get me the ball. I need to move on from my career. Say that. Like, be blunt. Be honest. Everybody knows why you're getting the hell out of Cleveland. You don't have to be politically correct about it. Same thing with these transfer portal posts. All these, oh, we love you and we thank you for being my home for the last 2 months. I've decided after much deliberation and conversations with my family that I'm going to hit the transfer portal. Much love. And then we share it. Like, we're supposed to respect this guy for coming on campus for 2 months out of the year. Getting free room and board and eating free lunch. Shut up. Shut up.
God, we fired you up today.
I just that's a thing that I've always kind of griped about is these little
I agree.
These little love letters to your fan base when you're leaving them.
Gonna blow out of here because our team sucks. I'm looking for a better team.
It's like the defensive "it's not you, it's me" thing, and no, it's definitely them.
All right, so those are some of the things we're talking about here today. If you'd like to chime in with us, go ahead, give us a call, 402-834-1330, 402
Sorry.
834.
I have, finish the number. I have mail. I have fan mail today.
You have mail? What kind of mail?
A text message that came in last night.
Yep. From
the chief. He was spitballing some ideas. And he's come up with one that he wants us to potentially do for the Blazing Five. Now I'm gonna get you all excited about it for college basketball.
Since the season is over.
Since the football season is over.
Okay, the chief wants us to go into college basketball.
Wants us to go into March Madness specifically. But here's his suggestion, and you like betting dogs, don't you? You occasionally go into the doghouse to make some bets.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So his suggestion for the Blazing Five during the first weekend of March Madness. First round, 32 games, 1 versus 16, 2 versus 15, 3 versus 14. You know how it works.
Yep.
We have to pick 5 games where there will be an upset. Like 10 versus 7, 9 versus 8. We have to pick 5 upsets. And that's our Blazing Five.
In the opening round?
In the opening round, 5 upsets. He did not specify whether it's 5 money line upsets or 5 against the spread upsets. But he says if we take 5 upsets in our Blazing Five, take 5 dogs, that he would play along and he would submit picks.
Chief would
also play along. Put his money where his mouth is, so to speak.
All right,
to me, it feels like a challenge, Chiefs challenge.
Yeah, it does to me too. Yeah. But we've got to determine, like I said, whether this is going to be against the spread.
There's a couple
or outright wins.
A couple loose ends we need to tie up.
Yeah, because that's a big difference.
Picking against the spread, if you're picking upsets, that's going to be a lot easier.
Yeah.
If you already have them moving in your bracket challenge anyway and think they're going to win, then of course you're going to play them against the spread. And that won't be too bad. The trick is, are you that confident in your 5 upsets that you're going to be moving them on in your bracket challenge?
Wow.
So, we'll tie up the loose ends.
Because a lot of times there's not 5 upsets.
Right.
Outright upsets.
Sometimes there's not 5 upsets in the first. I found that out last year.
Yeah, so we probably going to have to go against the spread.
I went upset hard last year.
How'd that work out for you?
Page 3.
So I don't think
find out more on page 3.
Well, there were not a lot of upsets, especially early.
Especially early. It went kind of chalk.
Yeah. So I would say if we're going to do this challenge, obviously we're going to have to do it against the spread. I'll put you in charge of that. Put you in charge. You and the chief, you hammer out details.
That sounds like we need to have a meeting.
Yeah, a meeting or two. A meeting or two to hammer out details of this plan.
Oh, damn.
To see how we're going to accomplish this, I'll put you in charge of our challenge to keep the Blazing Five rolling along. I like the idea, though.
Yeah, I like the fact that we have fan engagement on the idea.
Oh, yeah.
Like, not only are our segments popular, our fans want to take them and incorporate them. Like, that's the value of the show.
Yeah, they want to be part of the show, too.
They want to be part of the action.
All right, yeah, I'll put you personally in charge of that little deal there.
Time to get the pit crew back together.
Jim Sliker, our horse racing guru, Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network, he is stoked. He's ready to get back on the air with us beginning Friday.
Got a camera.
Yeah, he's gonna talk with us each and every Friday throughout the Nebraska horse racing season. Get you some picks, let you know what's going on with Nebraska Thoroughbred horse racing as we start another season up at Fauner Park on Saturday. So he'll be joining us each and every Friday beginning of this week. Yeah, not only is he going to join us with the audio now, I think the IT guy's got him all set up. He's got his own camera. And he's going to be joining us. So on Friday, not only will you get to hear him talk, we'll get to see Jim Sliker in person.
Can't wait. I can't wait. Like for me, it's the unofficial start to the spring. It's the unofficial start to this winter weather will eventually be going away. Like it reminds me of happier times. Although again, we have had a mild winter. But that being said, unofficial start to the spring season. Fauner getting underway. Lots of good stuff coming up on the horse racing front. Comments coming to chime in. Ryan Martin is now in. Great idea on the tourney upset picks. He is in. Chief Endorf is calling for a meeting at Whitey's or Bullseye. I've heard both places have extra sodas available.
Well, we probably have to have a home and home.
Oh, there you go.
A home and home meeting. Yeah, we have one in Grand Island, and we'll come down to Hastings and have a meeting to hammer out details. You just don't hammer out details in one setting.
It requires multiple meetings.
Yeah, multiple meetings, so we can probably hammer out details of our challenge for basketball coming up.
I'll never forget as we were constructing this company and getting set for launch, we had multiple meetings. And there was one time where I think that you intentionally, as the facilitator and leader of the meeting, didn't actually hammer out any decisions so that we were forced to meet again.
Oh, yeah, you got
a week.
You got to think about that. And then you come back with...
got to table it.
Yeah, we're like the city council. You think the tough issues will just table. We'll just table, and we'll come back at another meeting to discuss it further.
Oh, that's perfect.
All right, so yeah, it's coming up. Those are some of the things that's on the horizon. We're going to be putting our bracket challenge together as well for college football. So that's on the horizon. We'll do that again this year. So then we're into the spring sports season. I like it. Yesterday felt like a winter day.
72?
God, that was nice. That was nice. We had a couple of appointments. Had to talk to my tax man yesterday and everything. Hell, all the businesses I went to yesterday had their doors wide open.
I had my windows open.
Yeah, the doors are wide open. You just kind of walk in and just enjoying this weather. It's 75 degrees in February. And we kind of talked about it yesterday. It doesn't look like it's going to be cooler for the next few days, and then we're back up into the 60s later on. Could see some rain, which we all need on Saturday. But for the next 10 to 12 days, it's going to be in the 50s for the most part, some 40s in there. We'll take that for February. And like you mentioned yesterday, by the time we're through for this little stretch, hell, February's about over. All right. We got
a phone call.
Yeah, I think.
Hello?
I think our man from Moleta Vista Winery is going to check in with us here. 7:25. Mick McDowell. Good morning, my man. How are you?
Fantastic. And yourself?
We're getting along. We're enjoying the weather. We'll take this weather for February, won't we?
Oh, my gosh. This is fantastic. In fact, we're starting pruning the grapevine vines today. So usually we're freezing our butts off when we're doing this.
Yeah, I buzzed by your place the other day. I was on my way to, where was I going? I was going to Mitchell, South Dakota, and I buzzed by your place.
Oh, wow.
I was going to stop in and see you, but it was like on a Saturday morning, like at 5 in the morning, I was buzzing by your place.
Yeah, you'd have been visiting with yourself right there.
Yeah.
Come on,
all right.
around. We were on vacation a little bit. We went to a warm place there for a while.
Oh, where'd you go?
We went to the island of Kauai and watched the fish and rode some four-wheelers and actually watched some whales jumping off of the beach. It's whale season out there, so it was pretty cool.
All right, we wanted to bring Mick on. He's with the Moleta Vista Winery up in St. Paul. Valentine's Day is coming up this weekend. Mick, and you guys got some special things going on we want to talk about. What's on tap for the weekend?
Well, we've got dinner reservations, of course, for Friday night and Saturday. Saturday, the only times we've got available right now are going to be from about 5 to 5:30 in the afternoon. Otherwise, the rest of Saturday is full. But Friday, you can still probably get in just about any time you want. We've got a regular menu, and then we've also got some things like some steak, some shrimp, some pork chops that are specialties that are going to be there. And then, of course, the chocolate desserts and our wines. And it's just really nice. And it's going to be nice if you're going to be able to maybe even just go outside on the deck and have a picture or two and just enjoy an evening.
Yeah, that's the special coming up for Valentine's Day, both Friday and Saturday up at Moleta Vista Winery in St. Paul. If people want reservations, Mick, how do they do that? Do you call you guys, or is there some place that they can go?
Yeah, they can give us a call, 308-754-4416. And if we're not there, you can always leave a message, and we'll make sure that we get back to you. So, yeah, we've got just looking here at the little bit of the menu. We've even got some appetizers that are new. We've got shrimp, cucumber canapes that are going to be there. We've got shrimp scampi as an option. We've got surf and turf, which is a 10-ounce Angus sirloin with a little bit of shrimp there, 5-tender shrimp that are offered. We've got a pork chop supreme. That's really kind of cool. That's simmered low and slow finished with a nice velvety Dijon cream sauce on it. And then we've got chocolate lava cake and white chocolate blueberry cheesecake for dessert. So, mouth's watering already.
Again,
that sounds great. Again, that's a little special menu for both the Friday and Saturday up at Moleta Vista Winery. So if you want to treat your sweetie to maybe something a little special this year, it's definitely worth the trip up to Moleta. You guys do a great job up there. And like I said, the weather's going to be nice, so you can slide outside and enjoy the day. It doesn't happen very often for Valentine's Day, but we'll take it.
Yeah, for sure. Now, we've got people coming we have people call from Seward that are coming, I think, on Friday now. And, man, I tell you what, just looking out the office window here with these clouds and the sun that's just starting to come up, it's going to be a beautiful morning here. But, yeah, we've got people coming from all over on Valentine's weekend. We get Lincoln, Omaha on here every weekend, so Grand Island, Columbus, Hastings. So we're glad to have some of your listeners stop up, say hi, tell me you heard me on the radio, tell me you heard me on Mike's show.
Mick McDowell again joining us here from Moleta Vista Winery as we continue here on Huddle Up this morning. Again, beautiful weather and beautiful weekend plans for Valentine's Day over at Moleta Vista Winery. But I want to ask on the growing side, on the production side, on the wine side of things, this beautiful unseasonably warm winter that we've had, does this have an impact? Does this have an effect? How does this kind of change the operation, the growing season, so to speak, or does it?
It does. If this hangs on for a long period of time and it starts to think that it's spring, but I think right now we get cold enough at night that everything will be fine. Although when you're getting 60, 70, 80 degrees during the day, these vines and the trees are going to be the same way. They're going to start waking up a little bit, thinking that it's a false spring. And when that happens and buds start to swell, then we're in trouble. So, yeah, we hope that it kind of maybe cools down a little bit, these 60, 70-degree days. The ground's really thawed out already. I mean, we came back from a state wrestling match for the duels in Kearney here on Saturday, and there was a guy out disc already. So they're doing a lot of field work. So if the ground's not frozen, the vines are thinking something's happening. So this sticks with us, and we're always budding out probably 10 days later than the trees. Mm-hmm. And if trees to move some sap up the trees, up the trunk, then that's not a good sign.
All right, so that's what's going on.
Not in March, not in February.
What's on tap for when we get into the spring? Mick, anything special going on at Moleta early?
We've actually been open just on Saturdays here in January and February because everybody seems to hibernate during those 2 months. But we'll have Murder Mystery coming up end of March and into April, which is kind of a fun mystery dinner. So that'll be coming up end of March. And we'll be opening some things up. We'll have some wine classes that'll be coming up here as well. And so if people want to learn a little bit about how wines taste or how to hold your glass or, why wines are the way wines are, then they can watch our webpage, and then they can at MoletaVistaWinery.com. And if you haven't subscribed to our Facebook page, that's where really a lot of the happenings occur. We just sent out our newsletter, and if you're on our email list, you'll be getting our newsletter. And I think I just went out yesterday. So all the happenings will be posted in those two places, Facebook and in our newsletter.
And when you head out to your place of business, Moleta Vista wineries are available almost everywhere. I've seen them a lot down here in the Hastings area. So if you want to try out Moleta Vista wines, they're available at your favorite liquor store. What's available down here, Mick? What should people maybe try if they're not really a big connoisseur of wine tasting?
Well, the interesting thing is that our wines really are not like Napa Valley. They're not California wines. They're fruit forward, and they're very flavorful. So one of our big winners was a 98 points that was given to our rhubarb and raspberry, which is called Elephant Ear. And we've got both grocery stores down in Hastings that you can get them at. In fact, we just did a tasting at Russ's last Friday. Another fantastic one is Workhorse. That's our red wine for white wine drinkers. Not dry, not tannic. In other words, it's not going to make you pucker. It's going to be nice black cherry, red currants, and dark berry flavors. Probably one of the surprising wines. It's a dessert wine. It's a sipper, and that is going to be our legacy. That's a port-style wine. That's a 20% alcohol, but it has, after 8 years in the barrel, it tastes, has nice kind of dark chocolate and caramel flavors to it, and that's just a fantastic dessert wine with creme brulee or that chocolate lava cake that we're going to have this weekend. And we got all kinds of wines. We've got probably about 22 different labels. And another one is Stubentiger. has a picture of a cat that's kind of laying lazily on the doorstep, and that's German for house cat. That's a new label from last year, and that was gold twice in competitions here this last year as well. And it's just fruity, a little tropical, a little mango flavor. Just a wonderful little wine. So there are all kinds of options. Our best sellers should be available at both Allen's and Russ's down there, and we might have a couple other places too. But
Mick, love me some Stubentiger. You gotta give me the heads up. I need a memo next time you're coming down to the grocery store for a tasting. I can always find an excuse to come out and see and taste some of those delicious wines that you got. But do love personally Workhorse and Stubentiger, two personal faves here in the wine rack at home. So appreciate all your efforts over at Mileta Vista, my man.
Well, I'm glad you like those. I'm surprised. One of the guys over on one of the competing stations always liked our Cougarlicious, and so I'm glad that the radio personalities keep us in their fridge.
All right, again, Friday and Saturday will be the times you're going to be celebrating Valentine's Day. If they want reservations for Friday, and a few that you got available still on Saturday, just call you guys up there. What's the number again that people need to call?
Yes, 308-754-4416. That's 754-4416. So appreciate it. Well,
Mick,
we'll look forward. Make sure you say you heard us on the radio.
Always a pleasure talking to you, Mick. We'll catch you down in the next couple of weeks, all right?
Hey, one thing I forgot is if you got a table of four that's coming up here, your first bottle of wine's $5 on the Valentine's Day weekend.
You can't beat a deal like that, can you?
I don't think so. I really don't think so. And if you don't drink wine, we've also got beer and spirits too. So we get that every once in a while.
$5. That's Mike and Tyson budget right there.
Thanks, guys.
All right, see you guys.
There you go.
All right, that's Mick McDowell again. He's with Mileta Vista Winery, our friends up there in St. Paul. Always nice to check in with him. Yeah, for $5. $5, we could take our sweeties up there and hang out for $5.
And get 2 bottles of wine, maybe. We could really splurge.
Yeah. We'd look like high rollers, wouldn't we? God, we'd really splurge. We're going to get a couple of bottles of wine. I'd sit down and really splurge for Valentine's Day. Waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. This is a Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. It's 7:37.
Doesn't matter who are.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
Now, the old Chinese proverb, may you live in interesting times, a blessing or a curse. A Lancaster County judge has dismissed a lawsuit aimed at stopping Nebraska from releasing its voter registration data to the U.S. Department of Justice. Voting rights group Common Cause argued that sharing sensitive voter information violates state privacy laws, but the court ruled against blocking the release. The federal government has sued more than 20 states and the District of Columbia for not complying. Nebraska Secretary of State Bob Evnen prepares to hand over the data requested by federal officials this Thursday. Good luck. Governor Jim Pillen defended his administration's decision to award a $2.5 million emergency no-bid contract to a consultant with ties to his office, saying the company's work helped Nebraska secure federal funding, and the legislature had approved the overall funding. Yesterday, Pillen said that Global Sustainability Developers was awarded the contract by the Department of Economic Development because the company's CEO, Julie Bushell, had experience capturing more federal funding assistance for business ventures. Critics, including the state auditor, Mike Foley, says the emergency designation lacked justification and may have skirted competitive bidding rules, raising questions about transparency. Meanwhile, Nebraska Governor Jim Pillen, he's not done. Him and Turning Point USA are announcing a statewide partnership to expand American chapters in high schools across the state. The initiative aiming to bring chapters to every Nebraska high school. And after early backlash, the governor says that later today during the announcement, they will be addressing efforts by some administrators to block or delay the club's formation. 7:40. Let's turn things over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's going down in sports?
Nebraska has moved up 2 spots to number 7 in the latest AP Men's College Basketball poll. Huskers have now been in the top 10 for 6 straight weeks, the longest stretch in school history. Nebraska's 21-2 start matches the 1920-21 team for the best start in school history after 23 games. That 1920-21 team finished the season at 22-2. Arizona is ranked number 1, but that ranking came out before the Wildcats lost to Kansas last night. Michigan is second, followed by Houston, Duke, and Iowa State. Rounding out the top 10 are UConn, Nebraska, Illinois, Kansas, and Michigan State. Purdue is in at number 13. In the women's poll, UConn is ranked number 1. The Huskies are 25-0 in the season. UCLA is second, followed by South Carolina, Texas, and Vanderbilt. The Nebraska men's basketball team will play Purdue tonight at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Huskers are coming off of Saturday's 80-68 win over Rutgers. The Boilermakers are 19-3. They're 9-3 in the conference after Saturday's 68-64 win over Oregon. Tip-off will be at 6. You'll be able to see it on FS1. The Nebraska women's basketball team will play at Minnesota on Thursday. Tip-off will be at 7 on BTN. Hastings College basketball teams won't play again until Saturday when they travel to Sioux City to take on Morningside. Women's game will be at 2 with the men to follow at 3:45. We'll have coverage on Extreme Sports beginning with the pregame show at 1:45. That's a check in your sports headlines at 7:41 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
After reaching mid-70s on Monday, Tuesday will be a little bit more realistic in terms of February highs. Hey, everybody, Tim Jones here. 50 degrees is the high today, partly sunny and breezy. We'll have a north wind 10 to 20 with gusts in the mid-20s, partly cloudy and 26 overnight tonight. Then we'll be in the low 50s on Wednesday under mostly sunny sky. Thursday, we're in the mid-50s, and that'll carry into the weekend with chances for rain Friday night and Saturday.
We've got north winds this morning at about 13. It is cloudy and it's 34 in Hastings at Extreme Sport.
Hi guys, this is Justin Consrick with Adam Marshall Land and Auction. Just want to talk to you about how we do things. I talk to farmers every day. A lot of guys just want a simple, honest way to sell equipment. That's why I work with Adam Marshall Land and Auction. We know the equipment, we know the buyers. We run real auctions with no buyer's fees, which brings in more bidders and stronger results. From one machine to the full lineup, we handle marketing, the details, the sales start to finish. We're just real people with real auctions, real results. If you're thinking about auctioning equipment, reach out and give me a call at 308-991-5429.
I'm John Butler, Funeral Director and owner at Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the Advanced Funeral Planning Specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
The key to a thriving community is a good foundation. And for over 75 years, Hastings Federal Credit Union has been building and supporting Hastings and the surrounding areas, providing the support for new cars to keep you on the road, new homes to give you a place to land, or help with whatever life throws your way. With easy access via online banking or our mobile app, it's never been easier to have your financial dreams at your fingertips. Come see us at Hastings Federal Credit Union to start your banking journey today.
Hamilton has been providing IT solutions for businesses across the state of Nebraska for more than 3 decades. We know that Nebraska businesses are a driving force of support for the communities in which we live and work. We keep them connected and protected by delivering cybersecurity, hosted phones, and managed IT. We are grateful to be part of our Nebraska communities and to support their technology needs.
More information at
NASCAR fans, it's time to put your race knowledge to the test. Welcome to the Extreme Sports Fantasy NASCAR League. Pick your drivers, score points every week, and climb the leaderboard as the season heats up. Create your own league to battle your friends or join the official Extreme Sports League and compete with fans everywhere. Want into the Extreme Sports League? Email info@x-streamsports.com. Ready to race? Sign up today at x-streamsports.com/fantasy.
All right, Mike Welch, Tyson and Veronica with you. It's Huddle Up on Extreme Sports for this Tuesday. It's already 7:45. Coming up tonight, we've got high school basketball as Adams Central play at Minden tonight. Minden boys are currently 11-8 on the season. The girls are 12-7. Girls game going at 6 tonight. The boys will follow at 7:30. We'll have the action here on Extreme Sports, beginning with the pregame show at 5:45 this afternoon. Other action tonight, Hastings High boys and girls playing on the road at McCook. High school basketball will continue on Thursday with Hastings St. Cecilia playing at Grand Island Central Catholic. And then college basketball on Saturday as the Broncos will play in Sioux City against Morningside. So that's our broadcast plans for games this week. High school basketball both Tuesday and Thursday this week with the Hastings College stuff coming up for you on Saturday.
You're going to Minden today.
Minden, home of the Dogs.
They have a brand new brewery, 52 Tap House. If you want to take me along, you can drop me off there. I'll try to sell some ads.
Pick you up after the game?
I'll try to sell some ads. Just pick me up after the game. Drop me off at home. I'll let you know the progress.
Big basketball game tonight at PBA. Nebraska and Purdue. Again, the Boilermakers 19-3 on the season. They're 9-3 in conference play. Head coach Fred Hoiberg says the Boilermakers will be tough.
Purdue was picked to win the league, and they've got the most likely player of the year with Braden Smith. He and Wagler, I think, are up there at the top, and everything starts with him. It's an old, experienced group that's played together for a long time, and Matt Painter is as good as anybody in this business. So. They absolutely handed it to us last year, embarrassed us on their home court, and we're going to have to be on point. This team plays hard. They're on the floor. They play together, and we can't give them anything easy. They're so disciplined in their approach on both ends of the floor. They run a lot of different coverages defensively, so early on we'll see how they're playing us and adjust accordingly. But offensively, they're so hard to shut down. They're third in the nation in offensive efficiency and one of the best defensive teams in the country as well. So, a team that's coming off a couple wins. Lawyer's really got it going right now. He's 29 and I think 19 in his last two games. Again, they spray it as well as anybody. They draw two to the ball. They're going to make it pay somewhere. So we have to have great activity level, and very important we get off to a good start.
And the coach says he knows his team will be ready to play tonight.
Doesn't matter who our guys have played against. I think that they've embraced every challenge that we've had this season. And, they just happen to be going against a guy that may be the National Player of the Year in this game tomorrow. So, the approach hasn't changed. You still have to go out and do the little things and, try to have great hand activity. I thought Kale did a really good job in our game the other day against Rutgers. I thought he got some deflections that really got us going, and that's when we pulled away. Early in that game, we didn't have a deflection. I think the first 8 minutes of that game, we didn't have any. And then you look at the end of it, Sam had 9, Kale had 7, and overall we reached our deflection goal. And you have to try and do that against Purdue. It's hard. It's really hard to do because they're so disciplined. They're such good passers. But you have to do everything you can to contest everything, whether it's a shot or a pass.
Rack Mass has been kind of in a shooting slump. He got ill and missed the game against Michigan. Didn't play real well against Illinois. But on Saturday against Rutgers, he scored 26 points in the ball game against the Scarlet Knights. And the coach says it's good to see Mass back up to full strength here.
It was important. It was important for Rink to have a game like that coming off the two, the Michigan game where obviously he didn't play, and then not being right in the Illinois game, and had a couple of struggles before that as well as far as putting the ball in the basket. So it was great to see him. Jamarcus made a really good play stringing out their ice coverage in the first one of the first possessions of the game where Rink hit a three. It's important to see the ball go in the basket, and I thought his patience on the post was elite in that game against Rutgers. I think he hit three. He got in the Kareem Award. He made 3 hook shots in a row. So to see Rink put it in the basket like that and to score a career high, I think he had a career high in shot attempts in that game as well. So, and listen, our guys did a really good job of finding him, and that's one thing this group has done. Whether it's a switch where you can get the ball inside and play off a Rink. He's obviously a very good passer and facilitator. Purdue will run different coverages, so we have to be ready. They do a great job of double teaming the post coming from the baseline side, so we have to space the floor properly as well. Important in a game like this, you got to take care of the basketball. We've done a good job of that all year, but these guys do a great job with their deflections and getting them out in transition. If you give them easy baskets, you can't beat them.
All right, that's some thoughts from Husker head men's basketball coach Fred Hoiberg. Huskers and the Boilermakers tonight, another sold-out arena. PBA goes at 6 o'clock tonight. You'll be able to see it on FS1. So,
big game.
Big game.
Big game.
They're all big.
Like he said, man, that Purdue team that embarrassed us a year ago. That was kind of the kickstart to the downhill slide that we had in the month of February. You hope that fortunes reverse. This time we get Purdue on our home floor, and Brink was big. Brink was big when he came back this weekend, and he played a big role in that win over Rutgers. And so I love this basketball team. They play very well, but this is going to be a March atmosphere tonight. This is going to be a tournament-like atmosphere, and two top caliber teams going at it. So win, lose, or draw, you just hope you're competitive, and you hope you represent us well. And if it is a stub to the toe, that we bounce back quick.
We favored tonight? Haven't even looked.
Probably, because we're at home.
You would think. We're at home. We have a sold-out arena getting ready to go tonight. We kind of.
Is it a favorite? 1.5.
That's it?
1.5.
Wow.
Not a lot of love.
Anyway, it goes at 6 o'clock tonight. FS1 is where you'll be able to see it. Huskers and the Purdue Boilermakers. The Nebraska women, they will play on Thursday this week. They will be playing in Minneapolis against Minnesota. Thursday, 7 o'clock starting time on BTN. So that's what's going on with Husker basketball. Of course, the baseball and softball teams will be in action this weekend.
Baseball get underway.
Yeah, they're playing in Arizona beginning Friday. Open up the season against the UConn on Friday, and then the Huskers will play Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Could have opened the season here.
Yeah, jeez. Except I think we're going to have maybe some rain. Keep your fingers crossed. Maybe some rain.
God need it.
Popping in here Friday and Saturday. So
it's dry and a duck fart around here lately.
It is. It's dry. All right, waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. It's a Huddle Up on Extreme Sports for this Tuesday. Again, if you'd like to chime in, something we've been talking about here this morning, something on your mind, sports-related or not, give us a shout-out, 402-834-1330, 402-834-1330. That's the Hamilton Telecommunications fan line. If you'd like to chime in with us on our social media sites, we're getting this meeting lined up with the chief concerning our challenge, our basketball challenge, and our Blazing Five.
Sounds like a home and home is in order.
Yeah, it sounds like that's where it's heading.
Had a couple more people that have been chiming in. Cousin Noah apparently wants to be on the committee. He's chimed in with he wants to take it a step further. He wants you to put your money where your mouth is and slide him into the second round. I'm not sure I'm that bold. But he can certainly be a part of the committee hearing and present his case at the meeting.
He wants us to get into the second round too.
He wants you to find Cinderella's slipper, and put him into the Sweet 16. That's a little bold for my blood. I'm fine with advancing him one round.
Well, your opening round is going to be on Thursday and Friday,
right? Then your weekend matchups.
See, we wouldn't know the weekend matchups.
But he's just saying you slide him in anyways.
Yeah.
So we'll discuss. There's going to be a couple meetings. It sounds like home meeting.
Well, if Nebraska's in,
we're not going to be a dog.
Probably not in the first round. Probably not in the second round either. God, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Getting ahead of ourselves.
Says the guy who ran the Super Bowl odds after the Super Bowl just finished.
In case you wanted to make some money.
In case you wanted to make some money.
We like money. We like money. 7:55, waking up with Mike and Tyson for this Tuesday.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
We will start with the courts, where a Lancaster County judge has dismissed a lawsuit aimed at stopping Nebraska from releasing its full voter registration data to the U.S. Department of Justice. Voting rights group Common Cause argued that sharing sensitive voter information violates state privacy laws, but the court ruled against blocking the release. The federal government has already sued more than 20 states and the District of Columbia for not complying with their request. Nebraska Secretary of State Bob Evans said he plans to prepare to hand over the data requested by federal officials coming up this Thursday. Meanwhile, Governor Jim Pillen continues to defend his administration's decision to award a $2.5 million emergency no-bid contract to a consultant with ties to his office, saying yesterday that the company's work helped Nebraska secure federal funding and that the legislature had approved the overall funding. In the fourth line of reasoning, yesterday, Pillen said that Global Sustainability Developers was awarded the contract by the Department of Economic Development because the company's CEO, Julie Bushell, had experience capturing more federal funding assistance for business ventures. Critics, including State Auditor Mike Foley, says the emergency designation lacked justification and might have skirted competitive bidding rules, raising questions about transparency. And Nebraska Governor Jim Pillen and Turning Point USA are planning an announcement later on this afternoon, announcing a statewide partnership to expand America chapters in high schools across the state. The initiative aims to bring chapters to every Nebraska high school. And after early backlash, the governor said that today's announcement will also address efforts by some school administrators to block or delay the club's formations. Grab the popcorn. 7:58. Coming up on 7:58, we'll turn over to Mike Will for sports.
You got high school basketball tonight. Adams Central will play at Minden. The Minden boys are 11-8 on the season. The girls are 12-7. Girls game at 6 tonight. The boys will follow at 7:30. We'll have the action on Extreme Sports, beginning with a pregame show at about 5:45 this afternoon. Other action, the Hastings High boys and girls will play at McCook. Nebraska has moved up 2 spots to number 7. In the latest AP Men's College basketball poll, Arizona was ranked number 1, but that was before they went out and lost last night to Kansas. Michigan is second, followed by Houston, Duke, and Iowa State. Rounding out the top 10 are UConn, Nebraska, Illinois, Kansas, and Michigan State. Purdue is in at number 13. In the women's poll, UConn is ranked number 1. Huskies are 25-0 in the season. UCLA is second, followed by South Carolina, Texas, and Vanderbilt. Nebraska will play 13th-ranked Purdue tonight at PBA. Tip-off at 6. You'll be able to see it on FS1. The Nebraska women's basketball team will play at Minnesota on Thursday. Tip-off at 7 on BTN. That's a check on your sports headlines. Coming up on 7:59 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
After reaching mid-70s on Monday, Tuesday will be a little bit more realistic in terms of February highs. Hey, everybody, Tim Jones here. 50 degrees is the high today, partly sunny and breezy. We'll have a north wind 10 to 20 with gusts in the mid-20s, partly cloudy and 26 overnight tonight. Then we'll be in the low 50s on Wednesday under mostly sunny sky. Thursday, we're in the mid-50s, and that'll carry into the weekend with chances for rain Friday night and Saturday.
Got north winds this morning at 13. It is cloudy. It is 34 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
Valentine's Day doesn't have to be loud, crowded, or rushed. Friday, February 13th and Saturday the 14th, escape to Miletovist Winery, high on the hill. Bring your Valentine plus a couple of friends, and your table of four will enjoy your first bottle of wine for just $5. We're adding shrimp scampi, surf and turf a la creme, and pork chop supreme to our regular menu. No pressure, no stress, just great food, great wine, and a relaxed setting with time to reconnect. Celebrate Valentine's Day the easy way at Miletovist Winery, St. Paul. Relax.
Connet Auto Care is the trusted name in automotive repair and maintenance services in Hastings. We're a gold-certified Napa Auto Care Center. Our ASE-certified technicians have the Blue Seal of Excellence, receive continuous training, and are committed to providing the best service your vehicle can get. Whether it's preventative maintenance, major repairs, or just an oil change, Connet Auto Care is here for you.
NASCAR fans, it's time to put your race knowledge to the test. Welcome to the Extreme Sports Fantasy NASCAR League. Pick your drivers, score points every week, and climb the leaderboard as the season heats up. Create your own league to battle your friends, or join the official Extreme Sports League and compete with fans everywhere. Want into the Extreme Sports League? Email info@x-streamsports.com. Ready to race? Sign up today at x-streamsports.com/fantasy.
All right, Mike Wills, Center Bronick. It's Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports. Okay, we had comments from Fred Hoiberg, the Nebraska men's basketball coach. Huskers getting ready to play Purdue in a big one tonight at the Vault. 6 o'clock starting time. You'll be able to see it on FS1. You can go to our podcast section and listen to Fred's comments as they get ready for the Boilermakers. Mick McDowell from Moleta Vista Winery joined us this hour. Talk about some special events for Valentine's Day coming up this weekend. And what's ahead for the winery here for 2026. So you can listen to that interview we had. Plus all our other stuff that we kind of brought up in that first half hour there.
Busiest show.
Got you up and get you rolling here for this Tuesday. It's on the agenda today. Anything hot and heavy?
Oh, man. Yeah.
No.
I'm going to be doing a podcast later this morning. It's going to be appearing on a podcast that's listened to in 50 states and 147 countries. Kind of a big deal.
Wow.
But we're actually we're doing a little bit of a trade. It's The Dating Doctor, which doesn't sound like I should be appearing on that podcast because of my, social life and love life. But it's more about like leadership and communication and opening up those lines in the 2026, whatever that looks like. Excited to be on the show. But then we're going to return the favor, and we're going to get some comments from him as we approach the Valentine's Day holiday and talk a little bit about some of his presentations. National speaker. He's been on TED Talks, goes to campuses across the country. Going to be coming to CCC next week, so I actually caught up with him yesterday, and we were kind of discussing ways to promote the show on our campus radio station, and then we both kind of discovered through conversation that we were into podcasting, and he's invited me to be on his show here this morning. So excited for that opportunity.
When you said dating,
you're right.
I thought, what? They're bringing you on a dating show?
It's just the designation.
Yeah, I got it figured
him.
out now. But initially, when you said that, I thought, the hell are they going to you for?
Yeah, the podcast is called Bridging the Gap, and it's a nationally acclaimed podcast that deals with belief, hope, purpose, truth, love,
God,
and leadership.
You got a big day planned.
So that's on tap this morning.
Yeah, you got a big day planned.
Good exposure for us here in Hastings, so excited about that.
All right, we're going to be back again tomorrow morning at 7 here on Huddle Up. We're not in 50 states, I don't think, yet, and we're not in all those countries, but, God, who knows where this show could be heading. So we'll do it again tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock, Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. Have yourself a great day.
You've been listening to Huddle Up on Extreme Sports, Central Nebraska's new home for sports. Join us every weekday morning from 7 until 8 on Extreme Sports.